Good morning, people. Welcome back to the Easy Stream. It's been a while. Hey, there's a flounder. Hey, there's two flounders. I'm about to feed them. Um, yeah, it's been a while, folks. Hope everybody had a good holiday. Hope everybody had a good New Year. It is a new year, so I can hear myself talking. We got to talk about a lot of things now, but let me say hi to people. Good morning, Bionic Fishroom.
JMac1 said, "Good morning, weirdos."
J-Mac, what's up, dude? Andy Carson, good morning. Bruiser, what's going on, man? Good morning, good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. Where are we at here? Window liquor number 532. Good morning, sir. No time, light it up. What up, peeps? Good morning, good morning. And a doo-doo. Morning. Dennis, hello, hello. Dennis, Scotty the Fish Freak, what's going on, man? Hard to read these. Richard Reynolds, good morning. What's going on? Monster Fish Cow, good morning, good morning. Alice Sean AS, good morning, sir. Victor Coco, good morning. Turn of the Prodigal, yeah. 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 Select Pet, what's going on? I lost track of time. Nope, not going early. Yeah, you're late. You're late. Well, I was a little late too. I have a little bit of issue today. I think the AI bot works.
Bionic Bigfoot Faulty
Yes,
said it is a
I
new
hear that.
year.
So you guys heard that? Um, but yeah,
Scaly Granny said, "Good morning, Jason and everyone.
Kelly
Happy
Granny,
New Year."
Happy New
Hit
Year.
that like button.
Jenny Lynn, good morning. Anyway, let me finish saying good morning. But yeah, hopefully that worked. There is a problem with the other. I got to change the voice on the other bot. Like if a membership milestone, I don't think the bot talks for that right now. I don't know. I was having problems with the bot this morning, so it's because I'm using an old API that is deprecated,
That's
and I need to
lovely,
change it
nice.
to the new one, and I couldn't even figure out where the API is. So I was like, too early in the morning. So anyway, we got everything else should be working. We might not have a couple of bots. Gray bot might not be working. All right. Anyway, where was I? Black Pet. Good morning. Anybody else here? Janoski. House. Daily Granny. We are morning. Jenny Lynn. All right. Yeah. Didn't say anything about you guys doing the membership milestone, right? Yeah. Didn't work. I didn't hear anything. That sucks. I got to fix that bot. But thank you all for being members. 27 months. That's nothing to sneeze. 28 months. To sneeze at. Moving into that. I'm like moving into 3 years now. Wow. All right. So let's talk. Talk about the state of the fish. But while we do this, I'm going to grab my coffee. I go over here. Now, I don't know about you people,
Window
but
Licker 32 said, "What's up, dude?
what's up,
All other
dude?
bells and whistles working."
Awesome. That's
Bruiser
good to
CB
know.
said, "Just fireworks on the screen."
Yeah. Sorry, man. I don't know. Like, I saw that the bot was, it didn't connect to the one voice bot, but I can easily change it to the other voice bot. I just haven't. I didn't realize one of them uses like the Google voice bot, Google Voice. I don't know why. Paying for this voice. I'm not. All right. Worms away. But let's have a discussion here. Been kind of in a Fishroom rut, as it were. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but every once in a while, you see what they call burnout. You get burnout, right? Like, a little overwhelmed. God, I got water. Already. I still don't have my other camera hooked up. I gotta fix that, man. There's so much going on in this fish room that like is like I feel like everything's falling apart around me, right? Uh,
Alishanus 9380 said flounder are growing nicely.
yeah, they're getting there, man. Pretty good. Now, this morning, walking down to the fish room, and I'm looking at my 175 that has my wine whaler eye on there, and he's laying on his back dead. So that this morning, I found him dead in the fish tank. My Tapaho and my other 75, I have two left, the original that I had, and like a couple days ago, I noticed it. He had like an injury on his eye. Like something happened. I don't know what happened. Either he smacked it on something, and he got in a fight with another fish. I don't know what happened, but his eye started like was all kind of like puffed up and looked like red. And I was like, okay, well, we'll just keep an eye on that. But it got progressively worse. Like it just got like infected, and was like, take a look at that then. And the problem is trying to catch that fish out of those tanks at that tank because there's that big ass log in there that they can easily just go right behind it. So I kind of had to ambush him. So he was in that tank for a couple of days. Didn't look like he was getting any better. Actually, he was getting worse. So I eventually managed to catch him, and I put him in the 10-gallon. The 10-gallon that's right next to this tank, actually. And I have him in there. What is it? It's been a day now, and he's some general cure, so hopefully he gets better. I don't know why that other fish died. I have a theory that maybe the oxygen got sucked out of the tank because I have all that guppy grass in there now, and I noticed that the only thing in that tank are sponge filters, and I noticed that they were kind of like they needed to be cleaned or whatever, reset because they weren't functioning fully. I think maybe they might have stopped. I haven't because and there's so much guppy grass in there I couldn't see. So I don't know. There's so much going on.
Elaine Ricard
So behind.
5459 said, it might be time to just sit down and enjoy just watching your fish.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. I'm at that. This happens every once in a while to me. I've been doing this for eons. It seems like fish keeping, and every once in a while I go through like this. Like I'm just like I wouldn't say overwhelmed. It's just like burnt. I'm burnt, right? So I'm finding it hard to keep up on things. But yeah, sometimes you just got to sit down and enjoy the fish, right? But sometimes you also have to just push your ass through it too, right? So we're gonna do a lot today, I think. I'm gonna try and get some things maintained, but I do think. Oh yeah, the other thing that was happening in this fish room is like I keep getting heaters that keep burning out or not functioning. I got one heater that's stuck on in this 110-gallon tank, and I just let it go. It was like 80 some degrees in here. I'm like, well, they'll survive. So, and then my 33 long, the heater just kicked out, but it's warm enough in this fish room, so I'm like, okay. At another 10, the 17-gallon rimless, that heater kicked out, so that's not working.
Scotty the Fish
I don't know
Freak
what it
said,
is with heaters, man.
between work and other life events, I was only spending about 15-30 minutes a week for a couple months in the fish room.
Yeah.
This week, I have spent hours in there and loved it.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? But this is not good. I have an issue. That was the other thing too. Like, well, I wouldn't say other. We're gonna let these guys go. We're gonna move
Richard
along.
Reynolds 9896 said, Jason, have you tried AHAM heaters?
No, and
Bionic Bigfoot 40 said, let's go, bears.
I was on Whipstream last night, and I asked him that, and he said something about Eheim. But I didn't think Eheim made heaters anymore, do they? Wouldn't they get bought out? And it's really just the same, or I mean, I don't know. Maybe the quality is
CR
the same.
Pish said, good morning, Jason and chat.
Good
Welcome
morning.
back.
Thanks. I don't know. You can't see him in there, can
Alishanas
you?
Not 80 said 6-hour stream.
That's right, man. We're gonna get it all done today. All right. Let me see. I don't know if you can see behind that sponge filter. Yeah, you can kind of see him back there, but Not yet. Well, you can see him in the reflection, actually. Better place to left. But he's also got his... Oh, that is... Is that his bad eye? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I need to get my hand, throw that away. Phone over here. I
Windowlicker32 said it's hard to keep on it, but I love the feeling and being amazed at a fresh, clean tank.
no. Popping his head out. There. Like that. Start with me, Monty. My list, boy. Can't see his, it's his other eye. I think in the reflection you're not. But it was actually, you can kind of almost see that it was starting to, that's when I grabbed him last night. The infection was in,
Alishanus9380 said, all heaters are unreliable these days.
yeah.
Hit and miss. Old school Ebo yoga's still working.
Yeah. Yeah. I had one of those for eternity. I don't even know where it happened to it. Broke it. Arrow. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Arrow. Whoops. Whoop. Okay. I believe that was a cat rubbing against my my tripod. All right. This eye over here, one that was injured and swollen, and it actually started like getting like real nasty looking, like almost kind of like bubbling, like section was kind of like coming out.
Windowlicker32 said, are these heaters on the Inkbird?
Some of them are. Yes. Yes. The one that's stuck on is not, which I actually might swap it out for one of them on the ink. That would work fine, right? But anyway, this eye started swelling up then too. That's when I was like, okay, well, first of all, when this started looking nasty, I was like, oh, this infection is not getting any better. Um, yeah. So keeping an eye on him. He's in a medicated tank right now. So we're gonna keep an eye on him. I haven't fed him. Probably should give, because he's got to be in there. Like the full course of the general cure is 48 hours, and then you do a second dose, and then 48 hours you do a water change. So technically 4 days, entire course, and then he sits there for a little bit longer, I guess. While it's so, I'm gonna toss a little food in there, just a little.
Dennis9947 said, fingers crossed, but in 5 years, no heater failures.
Yeah, nice. Founders, a little bit of this. I wish I had. Oh, that's the other thing I want to talk about. Medication. That's probably plenty. I don't want it to rot. You know what I mean? Meds. I had a ton of meds. I actually was gonna use Marison, then I looked at the expiration date, and literally every single one of my meds, except for General Cure, is out of date. I went through my medicine drawer and found
Alishanus9080 said,
all
CC
this.
Y swap at that fish Z.
Why swap at that? Oh, that fish place? That's coming in March, right? DCY swap was. Oh, it was usually the ACLC. Anyway, all these meds are expired. So, may have to buy some more meds if this General Cure is not doing it. Really hard to see. All right. What else? What other disasters have befallen me? That's about it.
Select Pet said, according to Google, Aheim is still family owned by same family group as original,
Go.
but they have bought and merged smaller German companies into their brand over the years.
Well, that's not bad. I mean, okay. I thought they got bought out, Eheim. I have some of their, what is, I shaved, but no longer a wild mountain man. Center rack project, kind of installed. The only thing I really think I need is glass baffles for
Alishana's 9 through
2
80
tanks.
said CCY swap on February 7th.
Hmm. Hmm. And where is that? The fish place? That fish place? I know CCY was a little bit of a haul for me. It was like 2 hours or something like that. Went there with Fishymon once. Journey. All right. We're going to start trying to get the new year set up correctly. But we're not going to start with that. We're going to back to where I was just, where I was having a problem with water hitting the floor.
Alishana's 9380 said yes at that fish place.
Okay, cool, cool. That's cool. That's a little bit easier to get to. Now, here is my, sure, yeah, yep. There is water. Where is all that water coming from? We have a situation happening. A lot of water running out of this tank.
Select Pet said 2 hours a haul? Try living where I do. I get excited if a fish event is within 4-hour drive.
All right, we gotta move pumps and things. You guys can look at that for a second. Oh, but where's all this water coming from? All right. Crutches.
Window Liquor 32 said break for station identification. Puppy power. Molly says good morning, sorry I had to pee.
Good morning, Molly. Running, what is going on here? My wizard staff out of here. Where all this water is coming from? Overflowing? Is it leaking? Something leaking? All right. This out of the way. Out of the way. Get my head in here. I gotta take my headset off, so hang on, guys. Alright, wherever it was running out of, I believe, it stopped. I don't see it running like it was. Yeah. What I think happened is because I filled up the sump this morning, but I think May have over pump. I think if I fill it too high, it comes out under this rim. I think that's what happened. So that was on me. Would have been fine if I didn't stop the pump. But I stopped the pump because what did I do with the one pump? Because overflowing here. It started hitting the lid. By all the guppy duckweed on the lid here. Did that just start again? So we need to take this. There. Clean this up. Don't overflow. There we go. Get that blackbeard off of there. And this is just we got to get to this tank anyway. I guess we could just start at this tank, huh? So let's do that. We're already here.
Alishanas 9380 said plume of schmutz.
Schmutz! Dropped it on the floor. Let me rinse that back off. All right. Plume of schmutz. All right. I was using these. Needs to be cleaned anyway. See if we can get some of the schmutz, also known as blackbeard algae. Ugh. This is. There are a bunch of L33s in here. So, doing pretty good in here. Actually, this tank does pretty good. That's the other thing I think is going to change a little bit this year. Work on. I need to consolidate a little bit. I think I have too much, too spread out.
Richard Reynolds 9896 said, bye everyone. Hope you have a great Sunday.
You too, man. Thanks for stopping by. For your day, man. Yeah, so. Blackbeard here. Off real quick. So I think, much as it's time to break some of these, like that 17-gallon rimless tank over there that houses the endlers. I might just put all the endlers in this tank that I was on. Call it a day on that, and then we could break that rimless. Plus that tank is always, I mean, look at how much, if I don't constantly fill it up, that's like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks probably. 3 weeks of evaporation going on there. I thought about using the plexiglass,
Andy
to put a lid
Carlson,
on that,
Form
but
39, said, wouldn't a network on all that fluffy BBA floating about?
Yeah, it would.
Select Pet said, I say every year I'm consolidating and cutting back, but I end up coming home with more, so maybe this year I say I'm doing a major expansion.
There you go. That's an idea. Reverse psychology, right? Let's try that net. That sounds like a great idea. Here, let me rinse this net out that I said I was going to grab. Use some hot water, make sure there's nothing in it. All right. necessarily want to get all the duckweed.
Benjamin Peters said 85 said good morning, Jason.
Good morning. Joining us. That was a good idea. Problem is all this is actually. Dead fish. Stirring up here. You know. I also thought about consolidating all my 333s into one tank too. A lot of it there. Oh, my hand.
Bionic Bigfoot Foti said I'm getting dizzy, stop.
Attached. Here. Fuck. All right. Hours. One last.
Andy Carson, 39, said, but Dennis, were you dizzy before?
Head tenant. That's on the roots. Pathos. Never gonna get it all. Got enough. All right, now I'm completely contaminated.
Bionic Bigfoot 40 said yes, I was.
All right. Now I have to decontaminate myself before I do that. Tune it out. Probably take. Move this light. Lid off. I will be right back. Duckweed, spinning around. Coming out of the hinge. There we go. Scrub the lid down a little bit here.
Bionic Bigfoot 40 said.
Oh yeah? What did he say? Like the bot didn't like what you were saying. Yeah. Alright, that's good enough on the lid. Now we have to decontaminate the sink and all the gear. How you spread duckweed.
Bionic Bigfoot 40 said, I have too much duckweed.
Let that drain for a second. Oops. I'm going to put this lid back. I will be right back. Dead leaf. Hinge.
Alishana9380 said, how is the back doing, Jason?
You know, that's doing pretty good. I don't think it's ever going to be 100%, but I think I'm doing a lot better. Although since it's been cold out, I really haven't been exercising and getting outside as much. So, plus all the extra cookies have not been helping me. So it's good, you know, the bending over part that's. I'm at that age where you get down on the floor, it's hard to get back off the floor. Alright. I think using this net might have been a bad idea because it has all these holes that are just like perfect duckweed trap. Duckweed doesn't want to come out of the net. Alright, we're going to have to set this down for a minute. Alright, the net just gonna probably have to dry out.
Alishanas N9380 said, I know what that's like.
Sure, a lot of us here know what that's like. And it ain't fun.
Ryan Bushnell said, good morning, everyone.
Good
I
morning.
heard on some video that duckweed is super high in protein value.
Yeah, actually, it is a pretty nutrient. Well, it's a nutrient hog. Let's put it that way. So it wouldn't surprise me at all that it's high in nutrients, proteins, whatever. My goldfish love it. And so like some of the other, I think what is it? The garas in there, the gara rufas, I believe is what they are. They love it. Every once in a while when that duckweed starts to get out of control.
Said, let the net too dry, the duckweed fall off.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm letting that net dry out. I just wanted to make sure I cleaned up a little sink in my arm. It did not clean my arm. There's duckweed all over it. Oh, this water's ice cold. Woo! All right, enough of that. Need a towel. Okay. So, got that unclogged. Mop up this water. Back. So I'm going to try and mop up some of this water in this corner. At least I was smart enough to keep the power cords off the ground.
Windowlicker32 said, how's the fry rack doing?
Fry rack's doing okay. I've been managing, you know, I saw there was another like celebi in there or whatever. What's this? Oh, this is nasty now. Dusty corner of the fish room.
CR Pish said, the koi and sabunkins get refills of duckweed and salvinia every other day.
Nice.
Still have tons to give to friends looking for it.
Yeah. Well, I like this tank when it gets too full
said
is
I
when
got
I.
a club meeting tonight at 7.
Well,
Jason
good
already
luck,
has
man.
me inspired that I've got my shoes on ready to go already.
Nice. That's the goal here, buddy. Gotta get myself inspired. That's the problem. All right. No. Yeah. Like I said, like I try to keep duckweed in just this tank alone, right? And so far, I did have an outbreak in one other tank, but I broke that tank down, mostly because of the duckweed in. But that's because I got a bunch of plants from what was it? I think it was Aquarium Co-op, and then I also got them from Dustin's Fish Tanks, and I used it as like a quarantine for the plants. I think some duckweed might have those, or I could have contaminated it. I don't, you know, whatever. Either way, it happened. So I try to keep duckweed in here. Right now, it's kind of obviously I thinned a lot of it out, but when it starts to take over in there is when I will take handfuls and see.
Whips World said, hiya, beautiful people.
Whip,
Let's get
what's going
tanked.
on, man? I have all these like pleco. I have that pleco cave, but that pleco prefers underneath that station. Oh, look at the whole back wall is covered. I can't even look at that. Oh, oh. But these little caves, like the little caves, are great for these little 333s. They love them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Oh, there's a couple others in here. Bad at the moment. They're still too crapping. Big old fat pleco. Big old fat pleco. Big old fat pleco. Nothing in that one. Big old fat pleco. I do
Bionic
feed these guys
Bigfoot
pretty
Faulty
good.
said, hello, Whips, you're late.
That's why I probably have all this black-beard algae in here. Eat a little too much. But, all right. So we were talking about consolidation in the fish room, right? I think.
Whips World said, I'm so sleepy.
All right, Whip. Good morning, though. Thanks for being here. I think I'm going to break this tank down, put all the endlers in with the other endlers. That's the only thing in this tank other than plants. This is the tank that was giving me an alert that the heater stopped working. So I don't know what's going on with that. We can check that out. But I believe they're going to break this tank down, and then once I get that center rack going for celebes, maybe I can center rack, and then I should just lose this hole, gain some room in the fish room. The other thing is the bottom shelf here is just storage, honestly. I don't know. I might keep the shelf, but I might lose the tanks on it. That's up in the air. But I think it would just make life easier. Thing is,
Windowlicker 32 said, I stopped at Bobby G's fish store, unfortunately going out of business, but they let me know there is a fish club in London, Ontario.
nice.
I was surprised didn't know, but excited to join.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. All water. I think everybody, like the disaster is just it's overrun with this algae. The magnets that we did that little thing for seem to be working real well. That thing's been unmoved since. I have salt water mixed up already, and that's why I think I should take care of this first, so I can get this salt water thing out of my way. I'm gonna go over here. Can't see anything anyway. Neither can I. All I can see is my reflection. Bunch of red. Power cord over there. Or come on now. Oh! It's window cleaner, glass cleaner. I was gonna clean that. Kind of scatterbrained at the moment. I gotta kind of like make sure I finish a project before I move on to the next one. We done over here? I probably could do a water, should do a water change. Why don't, you know what, we'll do the water change when we get to that side of the room. How about that? Start with this. We're gonna work our way that way. I mean, as you can see, you can't even see in my goldfish tank because it's green spot algae like covering the glass. You can see silhouettes, gold objects. Yeah, I think we need to get on it. So, salt water. Turn the canister filter off. Siphon. Nice. Back. Then I gotta start the Python. Here. I either need a new gasket or I just need a new faucet. Water keeps coming out of the neck of the faucet. Because I think, you know, the Python weighing on it all the time, and me just like, you know, whenever I yank the Python, it flexes that thing. And this is just a cheap faucet to begin with. All right. In. Drain. The thing that sucks, I mean, I do like the saltwater tank. I wish I could get over this red algae problem. But I do not like all the problems I'm having. Like, there's a vermitid snail problem, aptasia problem. I've often thought about just taking the livestock out of there, like the fish and the snails, putting them in a temporary tank. Maybe when I could take that 17 gallon and turn it into a quarantine for the salt water. Anyway, and then just, you know, nuke in the tank, starting over. I don't know how otherwise never gonna get rid. Like, I mean, look at the aptasia has taken over everything. Killed any of the other core. Nothing but aptasia now. Could always try and get like one of those aptasia eating file fishes. I had one once, but didn't make it. You know, I think it's one of those things like it's kind of like the Siamese algae eater, right? They'll eat algae when there's nothing else to eat, but getting food, they're not eating that, you know? I don't know.
Select Pet said, how old is the saltwater tank?
Couple years
They
now.
do go through a long period of growth pains.
Yeah, I think we're
For
looking at.
aptasia, direct feed it lye with syringe.
Yeah, I know, but we're at a point now where it's like we're overrun, dude. Like it would literally take me 14 hours to steer with a syringe. You know what I mean? Take this. This is that no. Yeah, I don't know, man. what to do about this. This tank, I think, we're going on. It's over 3 years old. I wanted to set it up on maybe 2022. I think it's 22, maybe 22. I think 21 though. Remember, could have been 22. Either way, we're looking at 3 years, I think.
Select Pet said at a couple years. Yeah, I might need more aggressive measures.
Yeah, I did do that, like, slime out or whatever it is, the bacteria medicine. And it did kill all the algae, but it just came back after, like, 6 months. Because, I had never addressed the root issue, which is probably too much nutrients, because I'm probably feeding too much. So I don't know. Rinse this off. I should probably do more often water changes than I do. That probably would help. Yeah. I can make sure, like, the protein skimmer. So usually what happens is this line gets closed. Take this off, but that doesn't seem to be the issue. The other issue is intake valve. Check protein skimmer. Log. This plant keeps getting sucked in it.
Andy Carson, 39, said I've never kept a brackish tank. Is that crypt in there?
This is complete
Window
saltwater.
32 said,
And
go bigger. Switch it with a 55 or 75.
Yeah,
you
maybe.
already have the equipment for a bigger tank.
Yeah, probably. Algae, that's... Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this is the plant in here is it's just, I don't know, they call it a macroalgae. I don't know. I don't know what kind it is. I got it for free. The guy at the fish store was like, I guess he had a saltwater tank. This is at like the local Petco when I bought clownfish, I think. They had all this like macroalgae in there. And I guess it was one of the employees had brought it in and told him just to give it to anybody who wanted any. It's free. They couldn't charge for it. Sure. I have since taken it and put it in my brackish tank. And it's doing well in there too. So that's cool. So I know I can save the plant, I guess. Because I don't think any Aptasia is living in here.
For me personally, my best results for saltwater was to empty the tank, scrub everything down, let it dry out, then put it in a corner and never speak of it again.
Yeah.
I haven't had any trouble since.
Yup. I can see that.
Select Pet said, oh wait, is it a nano salt tank? Yes, definitely upgrade to at least 55. That would be a great video series and re-inspire.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's nano. This is a 40 breeder, so like what? A 40 breeder is like 50 some gallons. I think if you do the math. Not nothing. But yeah, I mean, ideally, larger volume of water would be here to maintain, right? Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. But and I'm going to dedicate a 75 or something like that, or 55. I don't want to do 55s. Every single time I've gotten a 55, I always wish I had a 75. So, yeah, but this is a 40 breeder, so this is not nothing. Got a decent footprint. Just, I don't know. I'll find out a better way, I guess. Maybe I just need to get better at the maintenance. I think I need to, that would be another thing I would like to, honestly, set up. some sort of like, I know somebody said this once when I was building this fish room. Think about doing automated water changes and all, right? Or at least to make it easy. Granted, the Python has definitely made it easy, but I feel like I could, instead of running water, I could have just had it like rain, gravity fed, right out. Just flip a switch, new water's pumping in, old water's draining out. That would be nice. See that happening? I don't know. Not unless I break things down and start revamping. But
Select
Fishroom
Pet said, isn't this
2.0.
the easy stream?
This is the easy stream, man. I should have gone that way from the start.
Vibes Aquatic said, hey
Yo,
Jason, Happy New
vibes.
Year.
Happy New
Me
Year,
eating
dude.
granola, golden grams, horchata crisps. Blanket hellos, hugs and much love me off to church. Thanks for the live stream, bro.
Yo.
Bye!
Bye. See you, dude. Thanks for stopping in. All right. Now, I have my trusty saltwater barrel right here. My trusty pump. Here. In that between the glass. I am gonna double check to make sure I actually put my salt in here. Factor. Get paranoid that I forget to back in like a 20 gallons of fresh water. But he's not gonna like it. 2, 3. Close enough. Okay. Dun dun dun. Plug right here. Wait. Oh my. Oh.
Select Pet said, forget New Year's resolutions. New Year's regrets are easier to do.
Yeah. New year, new regrets. I like it. All right. I'm gonna let that chill, chooch for a
Witsword
minute.
said 40 breeders are better footprints. If
Yeah.
you're going to upgrade, get a 75 or a 90.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to keep the 40-gallon footprint, go with a 65 high, which is just a really tall 40 breeders. Haha.
Now that's an idea. Go taller. Interesting. Huh. Well, keep that in the back of my head. Right now, I'm just kind of letting this thing maintain. I mean, I don't think it's hurting anybody. It just looks like hell on my end. Obviously, if I could keep it better maintained.
Soulful Regia Detecting said in Day House, hit that like button, it's free.
Yo, what up? Good morning. Chooching with us, man. I think these things are wrapped in like foil.
Select Pet said, just go all in. I see a 2 at 40 in your future.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. All right, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna top this off. I guess we can go with our old tried and true 75 gallon that I just took that beat up dude out of. I need to mix the water though, but the barrel's currently in use with salt, so I'm gonna done with the salt, rinse this out. Oh, this water change. Meantime, maybe. Hungry.
Whip's World said Wachuchin.
We're chooching, that's right. All right. Gonna let that fill up as best as we can. Taking it easy today, all right, guys? We're gonna get done when we get done. I don't know what's going on, who's going, where's going, anybody going. Go until I feel like not going anymore, all right? See, the magnets are still holding. Actually
Andy
got
Carson,
algae
29,
on them.
said, yeah, go all in consolidating. Just fill the whole basement. One huge
Yeah,
tank. You
I had
could
a
swim in it.
I think everybody's had that dream, no? I've had that dream. I came down to the basement, it was filled, and there was a shark in here. I remember that. It was, and I had to get in. So I had to like swim down there. I forget, dude. It was a weird dream. Yeah, it was a weird one.
Select Pet said, OH, I got it. Jason needs a collaboration with Aquarium Domain.
There you go. You can build a giant, giant basement-sized tank. Anyway, that would be cool. But we're trying to get through the hump here, you know? Like, I'm trying to make things sustainable. For right now, I feel like everything is out of control. Got too many tanks that are unfocused. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I have right now, I know that one's in. I just have so many tanks that like there's one fish or like 4 or 5 fish in there and that's it. Honestly, I should feel like I could clean that better if I had a little bit more. Let me plug this filter back in. Ooh. Ooh. Filter's chooching. Starting to get there. This on. Ooh. Yeah, got like a gallon left. Probably could have been better. What's this? Ow! Oh! New pain. Stabbed myself right in the back. Caught this. Right in the middle of my spine, and this is actually really sharp. Walking past and kind of caught it, and just like, as I walked past, it just jammed in. I feel like I got stabbed in the back. Oh, and my shrimp had babies. They're all over the place. Blue dreams. Yeah, but hey, you guys looking at this for a sec while I
Alishanas9380 said, consider hiring part-time help.
yeah. Staff. That would be awesome. Except they're gonna want money, and that ain't gonna happen. At least not with the. Trust me. Trying to keep the lights on around here. All right. That is empty. So I am
Whip's
going
World
to...
said anytime you're doing something and that something makes you make noises like that, stop doing that thing.
Yeah. Well, I was walking past and got stabbed in the back. That's all I know. Not be surprised if I'm actually bleeding from that. Because it kind of like caught my shirt and dug in as I was walking. All right, I'm rinsing out that saltwater barrel. Come on, he's trying to help. What are you doing, bud? The second rinse just to make sure. All right. Cool. Now, step 2. That's one thing I know I need to do, I think, is I probably won't do that right now,
Debzackle Pets said yay, the grunting stream is back.
though.
Happy New Year, Jason. Hi, everyone.
Happy New Year. Yes, apparently it is. What was I just gonna say? Oh, my my RO filter probably needs some of the filters changed, but probably not gonna do that right now. Let me test what the TS is in our RO system reservoir here. It is buttons will get a little janky. We're at 10 TDS. Not great. It's climbing. It's climbed up there. So that getting past the filter makes me think that it's time to change at least. Probably the deionizing resin. That's one of them that tends to go the quickest. Yeah, that one tends to out quick. What else? There's just a sediment filter and then a carbon block. So usually the ones I change. I do have extra RO filters, but honestly, those seem to last a pretty long time. And
Select Pet said the Fishroom heard you say you were getting rid of some stuff, and it said,
no.
oh yeah, buddy, take one in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Stab me in the back by my own fish room. All right, I'm just gonna fill this up. Go pee now, guys. It's time. What are you doing, Monty? I have not been keeping up on the fry as far as like swapping mops and stuff. I haven't done that since the last stream that I did it on. I've been kind of totally neglecting that. I've been kind of like, I said, like in a little burnout phase. So I'm kind of trying to make sure things don't die, but apparently that was failing that too. I try. Sometimes it doesn't work. What are all these cats doing? Was that I have not had this on. Probably just not seeing. Grandpa snail. Shrimp. Doing Lily. Where are these cats are trying to jump in that water? I know you guys could probably watch me do this. Fitting as it's a Baby shrimp. Maybe we can zoom in on them. Hang on. Somebody like eyelash right there. Teeny tiny. Get the idea. All right, I gotta keep an eye. Bill. All right, we're almost full. If we have time at the end of the stream, I will try and change it. We probably do. Well, I did mark them down. Last time we changed filters was in February of 2025. Is that right? No. DI one got changed in April. That carbon block got changed in February. Whoa, I'm overfilling it. Sidetracked right at the end. All right.
Whips World said, "Not sure how many of you will watch prime time, but Jason called me last Thursday and asked if I wanted a 50 lowboy.
Nice.
I said yes.
Why
Drove
wouldn't
out,
you?
picked it up, brought it home, and I have no idea what to do with it."
Well, I could give you a starting point. Could fill it up with water and put a filter on it. And then, hear me out, you could put some fish in it. But yeah, no, I understand. You're picking up tanks to try to put stuff in it. I'm trying to figure out tanks to empty. I can get rid of stuff. All right. Stirring this up real quick to kind of get it, make sure it's mixed in. Excuse me. All right.
Select Pet said, "Whip, that's a shell dweller's tank."
There you go. Yeah, those low boys are like the ones that they always have for like frags and stuff like that. Saltwater, or yeah, saltwater. That is the word. Okay. That little guy's doing okay. I have seen nothing in this tank. There is one, at least one fry. That'll be in here somewhere.
Window Licker
And then
32 said,
Ricotta's down here.
"The other reason we were in London yesterday is I'm very proud of my wife. She bought her first new car, a Buick Envison. It's a
Nice.
starship. Very
Oh,
loaded.
yeah.
How cool. She deserves it."
Good. Congrats, man. That Buick. Buick Skylark. No, the Sabre. Sabre. That thing was like a couch on wheels, man. It was great. Love that car. Wife's dad gave it to her. Hang on, I gotta. Dun dun dun. All right. Take a look at this tank. A little bit of algae on the glass. I don't know if the Blackbeard's getting better, worse, staying the same. Honestly, I don't know. Almost looks a little bit better. I don't know. You tell me, guys. You haven't seen it in a while. I see it every day. I can't even tell. Get in here. Water change. I'm gonna clean this glass too.
Whip's World said, ha! No, I mean, I literally have no idea where put it.
Oh, where to
Short
put
of
it?
hanging it from the ceiling, I'm maxed out on space.
I see what you mean. Yes. Well, sounds like you need to expand.
Andy Carson, 39, said BBA looks better to me.
Yeah, cool. All right, so I'm not tripping out. Did look better to me too. Oh my god, I gotta take this hat off. I'm like sweating. Gotta let the hair go crazy
C.O.
now.
Pish
Oh
said, Whip,
yeah.
make a coffee table tank
I got
out
like
of
that
it.
mad science look going. It could work. All right.
That's lovely, that is.
Let's do some water changing. Let me unplug this filter. Probably gonna have to clean that. Get the siphon. We'll start that. Take the mag float thing. Whoa. What's going on here?
J Mac once said, that's the best BBA ever.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Tell all your friends.
Window Liquor 32 said needs more bubbles. I think you should maybe put the sponges back in.
No, man. No, I think we're doing good. I think it's the other way around. Don't want the bubbles. Remember, CO2 is part of the problem? Lack of CO2? At least that's what I think. Add bubbles, we're adding CO2. Causing the CO2 to gas off quicker. Counterintuitive. Adding it. I often thought maybe, bad idea, when the lights are off, add like a can of like seltzer water. Probably need more than just a can, but interesting. That did anything. Deck over here. And this power head has once again stopped working. Maybe that was part of the contributing factor. Lack of flow? I don't know. Man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think or the oxygen, the bubbles. I don't think there's a problem with filtration. Let's put it that way. I don't think there is a problem with filtration. I think the hang on the back does really well. We were doing weekly water
Window
changes
Liquor
on this
32
thing,
said,
so
I
it's
don't know,
not
you
like...
had a fish have problem, maybe a air disc.
Yeah, but I think that was an injury that turned into an infection. You know what I mean? Because none of the other fish have a problem. I think he might have just gotten wounded. Might have happened in the middle of the night. I don't know. I mean, I did catch him like by luring him with.
Victor Coco K30 said, "Go Eagles football!"
Go Eagles! Go Birds! Man, she was excited about that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a little while yet before if I do that. Put any air back in here. I think. I mean, we're experimenting here. Apparently, ow! Oh! Remember what I said about getting on the ground and then not getting off? Oh my god! Here, I'm gonna restart this power head. Cool. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know if things are getting better. Oh, I never even tested this. Get out the test kits. We haven't added water, so particulates floating around because I stirred it up. Oh. Long I forgot about testing. All right. And here, we gotta keep an eye on the thing because we're almost at the low level. Prep over. Here. Yes, I think I am going to consolidate. Looking at this, I could easily lose 4 tanks like right now. Probably make a dent. I have 1 tank that is completely empty right now, except for 3 shrimp in there. I'm not even sure there's no shrimp in there. I do feed it every once in a while, but I don't know if everything's alive. So maybe we should get into that one. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Cut the corner. Start going the other way. Think about this. Pencil. Let me get my little notebook out. Think about this. In this other 17 rimless tank, I have 2 emerald cories, I think, or I think they're emerald cories. Maybe bronze cories. Either way, 2 emerald cories and a handful of medacas and some habroses, or pygmies. In this other tank, all I have is 6 gold size. In that tank, all I have is endlers. In this tank, all I have is some celebes. And I think I'm going to turn that celebes into the potential breeding colony. Dude, I got to figure out where am I going with all these catfish. I could put the catfish in. I was tempted to put some of them in the 33 long. I don't know, man. I know the guppies or the endlers can go in with the endlers. The Celebies, I think I can return the breeders I was using to the colony, 29-gallon colony that I use, and I could take the breeders, the other colony, the F2s, I guess, and put them on the breeding rack. Right? Once the breeding rack is done. The other thing I gotta do, I gotta get that project going, which I think I have everything except glass. So I gotta get the glass cut. I gotta measure it and make sure. I might actually have some glass. Maybe. Alright. This is done. So let's think, man. Like, where can we put 6 Schultz eyes? That would look good. I have. Well, there's a bunch of what ifs right now. Okay. Oh, interesting. I could put him in with the blind cave tetras maybe. Although I think they might be getting harassed because those blind caves tend to be nippy. They tend to be nippy. So maybe not. That'd be a good idea for them. It's water. Whew. Okay. That's mixed. Ready to rock and roll. This is going to be a little cloudy because it tends to be cloudy when you first mix. A day or two. Dissolves. All right. That is going back in. Now we're control. All right, nitrates.
Windowlicker32 said, did you test the water?
Shit, I didn't do the. I am testing it right now. Didn't do the TDSs. Or I had too much in. 225. Open up the test here. 225. Today is January 11? 26. Yeah, I'm testing it right now. I got the test files. Test. Ooh.
Natural Aquarium said, good morning,
Ooh,
folks.
good. Happy Sunday. Happy New Year. All right. Feel that BBA that's getting pushed around? That makes me think. Starts detaching. I'm just gonna stop talking. Just gonna observe. Seems like anything I do makes Maybe one day we'll
CR
figure it
Pish
out.
said, "Good morning, Jody." That's a speak thing.
Good morning. All right, nitrates are ticking. Now, the nitrates might be high because I haven't done a water change. Oh, last time I did a water change was on the 14th. Did test. I think that was a day I wasn't sure, but I did test. Did the water change. All right. Cool. Pretty. Trying to put this powder in here. Hey. All right, we're almost full. I gotta be careful because I did overfill. All right. Off. 3 minutes. Adjusted. Pretty good. Yeah. Good. Perfect amount. Away. That's still ticking down. Yes. I need it. And you're gonna dump whatever water's left in here. Ow. I'm gonna put this back. RO system to fill back up. All right, we need to turn the chooch. Probably should that filter. All right, calling that done. Minute while we finish the test, and then we will move on. Got 45 seconds. Take a sip of coffee real quick. Right back.
Scaly Granny said, "Jason, our winter project is resetting both 55s and new fish, hopefully."
Sorry. That's awesome. That is definitely awesome. Hang on, I gotta. My nose. Give me a sec. All right. Yeah. No. What do you got? Any plans on what you're gonna
Whip's
put in them?
World said I shot my shot and sent you pictures, Jason.
Uh-oh. Is that what my phone
Not
was
that
blowing
you
up
need
over?
to look now, but the 50 is in the fish den. I'm literally chooching and getting tanked while you're doing what you do.
Heck yeah, man. Get chooching. All right. Phosphates are 0.41, which is high. Which makes me think that the phosphate reducing pad is no longer reducing phosphates. Might need to clean that filter. Let's see where the nitrates still have a minute and a half yet. Give it that. I'm gonna. I would feel better if I did. Okay. PS is a chart here. Rates have kind of dropped off. Let's finish these tests first. We got 36 seconds. So.
Scaly Granny said no plans as of yet on what we will do.
You said they're 55s, two of them, or 50s? Do a whip scent. Oh man, that looks cool. Maybe. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, let me. We'll see pictures.
CR Pish said Jason, I think a few topaz cyclids would look good in that tank.
Topaz? Topaz cichlids? I don't think I've ever heard of them. That sounds cool. That's me. Got it. Don't let me forget this test. Hang on. 10.9 on the phosphate, or the nitrates. 10.9. A little higher. So yeah. I feel like because I haven't done a water change in a while, we have new results. Here, let me try flip. Perfect segue.
Select Pet said topaz are cares, I believe. A convict
Oh,
relative.
okay.
But
Oh,
don't
yeah,
hold
yeah.
their cousins against them.
I gotcha. Yeah, I can see that. That sounds cool. Not a member of the Discord.
Scaly Granny said rainbow cyclids are a bucket list fish of mine. I may do them in 155 jail.
That's cool. Okay. So anyway, hopefully that link came up. I scroll all the way to the bottom here. Yep. Okay, cool. That's the Discord. And I just posted Whip's picture there, so let's start. Well, rat this week. Whoops. Nitrates are a little up. TDSs are pretty much the
Fishy
same.
Mansour said Happy New Year, everyone, and you
Hey,
to Jazran.
what's up, buddy? Happy New Year. Phosphates are up a little bit. Double. Nitrates are up a little bit. I'm not too stressed about that, but we got a bad back. Happens. That's what we're gonna do. That. Here's Whip's picture he sent me. This is the 50 low boy. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look that cramped. I mean, obviously you're in a basement here. Kind of den, you know? Get your desk here. I don't know. Seems like a good place for a fish tank. So I think the stand's probably bigger than, need. Should do. Put it here. Fit. And you can look down on it from your desk. And then put like Dakas or something in here. We don't even need to heat it. Rice fish or golden goldfish or whatever. And then see, I just gave you room for 2 tanks or an extra tank. All right, cool. You just joined. Whoever this is, L. ... Welcome. All right, get over here. We're gonna change this phosphate removing. I'm gonna clean the filter and hang on the back. All right, hang on.
Whip's World said, yeah, I think the low boy is supposed to go underneath.
Pum pum pum, pum pum pum, pum pum pum, pum pum pum.
I would do
Select
that, man.
Pet said, oh, nice idea. That would be great for Medicatop viewing like intended.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, or even like goldfish are meant to be kind of looked at that too. You know, like the chickens and the Ayukins. The Sudokins and the Hayukins. Whatever. I don't know what they're called. Those personally are not the goldfish I like. I'm more of a traditional comet.
Scaly Granny said back to work, digging up the shells that the Neolamprologus multifasciatus buried.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Guess they didn't like those. I always thought about those. Cool fish. Shellies. Shell dwellers. That'd be a cool little colony. Alright, I need to unplug this filter. Again. Hoodangery. Where's my trusty little tray?
Whip's World said, have fun, Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny.
Fishymon said,
Get the
low boy
chuchin'.
is good for plecos.
That would be a good one for plecos too, yeah.
Select Pet said, I always thought it neat how the male multi would bury shells to keep other males from breeding.
Get rid of the competition, man. Take this off so I can rinse all this stuff. Yeah.
Scaly Granny said, I enjoy them. If
Yeah,
you
they're
ever
cool.
want some, my colony has been going since the clash that we attended.
Oh, yeah,
We can set you up.
do remember that. That's right. I do remember you picked them up. Did you get them at an auction or did you buy them from a vendor? That was like the. Is that when that was like in that little like a vendor room, like that first clash? Were you there for that? Either way, I do remember you getting them. I don't remember if you got them at an auction or you bought them from a vendor. But either way, cool. That'd be awesome. I'll have to think about this. Just said I need to kind of scale back a little bit. No. We got to figure out what's going on. I'll get back to you on that. But that is definitely an idea. Definitely a lot of black graded in this filter. So some of it's breaking up and getting in here. And this is the phosphate moving pad. We're just chucking this. So let's get this out. Probably use it. Get that crazy. Get that crazy.
Scaly Granny said we purchased those at the auction.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, that was a while ago. Got to make it out to another clash. Speaking of which, when is gotta be soon, right? Registration. Usually around this time of the year when they started. Selling tickets. Been out of the loop. Measurements in this. Oh my god. Alright. That goes in there. Then we need to cut the piece.
Plus 106.57 said Blackbeard Algae, something's never changed.
New Year, same problem. Alright, done with that. That was probably really loud. I apologize. I just got myself soaking wet. Annoying. He's all wet. Alright, let's cut this pad to size. With it. What I got. See if this works. Too big. Trim. Half inch.
Whip's World said going into lurk mode. I'm off to buy an 85 TV.
Nice.
Wish me luck. Oh, and the Clash is gonna be a poop show this year with the management shuffle. I'd give it a year to get their ducks in a row.
Oh, I have no idea what management shuffle. But yeah, I don't know. That's these. Let me give this a good rinse. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, that's not...
Winderlicker32 said drop in sideways, so it won't bloat and overflow.
I think I know what you're saying. I kind of want to make sure that everything passes like kind of forced. Acts like a basically like a sponge filter at that point. Oh, I had it last time. It worked. It didn't blow around or anything. We'll see what happens. Ooh. Like what's happening? They got dim. Got dim because water got on the button. Touch button. All right, that's in. Works first. Towel. Wet knee. How do we go into power mode? What?
Pass 10657 said heading out the door. Keep up the good work.
Oh! Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like if you haven't. Oh wait, we're looking at the ground over there. What is going on? We're here doing all this. All right, it's working. That right there. Piece vertical so it doesn't fall out.
Cora Works said
Perfect.
breadcrumbs, egg wash, then flour dip before you fry them.
Good idea. Sounds yummy. All right, we're leaving it at this. Stirred this up enough. All right. All right, guys. Moving. I need to figure out. I'm breaking these tanks down. I think I'm going to do it right now. Ideally, I want to put those endlers with the colony. This tank can go. Something wrong with the heater on this.
Windowlicker32 said I had a 10G on top of the old TV stands and put a sponge in the HOB. It bloated and overflowed when I wasn't home. Over $1,000 in wet electronics.
Yeah. Kind of like those, like the hang-on backs that are designed to like, no matter what, they're kind of fail-safe. They can never overflow like that. Yeah. That sucks. Oh, and water. Get back here. Probably be off app because it kept beeping. Let me see if I turn it back on and see if it just tells me anything here. Determine if the heater is just not working. That out. Let me find my phone.
That's lovely, that is.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. One thing I do need is some more coffee, man. Starting to feel time. Starting to drag. And it's only 11 o'clock, man. We've only gotten a couple tanks done. Holy cow. Eat up or we're going to be here till midnight. 24-hour live stream, man. Go. No. Gonna need to eat at some point. Body's already, yo, you need to eat. Alright, hang on. Let me get some coffee. I will find my phone. My phone. Be right back.
Whip's World said, let's get chooched, or let's keep choochin'. I don't know why I love the word choochin', but I sure do all the same. Choochin'?
Chooch and chew, man. Alright, I got my coffee. I gotta find my phone.
That's lovely, that is.
Yeah. Alright, found it. There it is.
Windowlicker32 said, how's the sump of shame doing? And how's the other sump system with the green rock doing?
Good. There, well, we can get into that. Let's, yeah. Here, let me do this. Do the chat is way behind. The Inkbird. Down rimless. Power on. 4.
Ryan Bushnell said, whip I am the walrus, cuckoo cha-choo.
There's only one probe in that water. Where's the other probe? Let me get back
McEquatics 143 said, looks like Jason needs to comb his beard.
here. Alright, that says E4. 2 probes. One of them is not in the water. Why? How did this even happen? Oh, no, it is. Oh, it's not. It's actually, that might actually be the problem. Outside the tank. Well, outside the water. It's in the tank, but it was fog in the middle here. Alright, that's cool. So that might actually work. See. Working? Yes. Okay. Well, that's cool. That wasn't really an issue. Had to diagnose the issue. So I guess now I should just fill that up.
Whip's World said, and how's that multi-tiered system you set up a month or maybe 2 ago doing?
The fry
Is
system?
everything balanced and running smooth?
Yeah, it's
or is
actually
it a constant battle?
no, not at all, man. This here, let me move this over here. We'll talk about you're talking about this thing, right? Well, ignore that. Right now the lights are on too. I figured out how to get the little LED strip lights or whatever. Nothing big, just so I could see in the tanks. I didn't need one for the top here because right there, shining on the tank. But the underneath one's definitely kind of, probably enough to grow that moss too. So that's cool. But yeah, it's working great, man. Uh, like you know, when the water does evaporate, because you know it will evaporate. The bottom tank is the one that starts to get low because the pump is pumping, constantly trying to catch up, like any other sump. Bottom tanks are the ones. But yeah, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a. I probably need to clean this a little bit, but there's a little bit of a mismatch here on the pressure, water coming in. Where it is, you can kind of see that there was a level here, and now we're a little bit higher than that level. I think algae all over that here, algae growing. But I've been feeding it a little, probably a little too much because of the fry or the babies. But it's working, man. When I add water, I just add it to one of these two sides. I usually add it to this side, but since this one's been getting so slow, it kind of fills up a lot. So gotta clean that divider, and that should be cool. There's there's baby shrimp and a fry in here. There's a fry down there. This one I think is empty, and that one's got some fry in it too. The bottom one. There's only one tank down there, and then yeah, it's doing good, man. Working as I envisioned, which is for one. All right, back to this little issue. Top this off. We're gonna do a water change on that one, so then we can address that tank. Get past that. I have to do some soul searching. What I'm gonna do with some tanks. Help me. Don't. You know what would probably be really good in this tank? Now tell me what you think. I know Whip can maybe chime in on this. Blind cave tetras, right? They're tetras, and obviously they have no eyes, so kind of feeling the world around them by sense. That lateral line. There's some red and blue Colombian tetras in. They're kind of dwindling out those. I'm pretty sure they're getting full on bullied by the cave tetras. Cave tetras are big, big, big. Look at that dude. He's a monkey, dude. That one, probably one of the big. Anyway, so I'm sure they come across anything. They always kind of like. It's weird. The only thing I need to do to get in here, air sponge filters, dogging out. Could not hurt. I was thinking it used to be well, there still is a Gara. There's more Garas in here. Those are Gara spilotas. They're a relative of, they're in the Gara family. And a Gara. I used to have like, that's I think. Thinking about putting Synodontis in here. What about that? That would be too much. Cave tetras? But, you know, maybe around. Cave tetras would be too much for them. Let me know what you
Mississippi Hippie Sherry said, "Good morning, Jason, and
Good
everyone.
morning.
Face turquoise drinking coffee."
Good morning. But yeah, let me know what you think about that. Ooh. But I think we're gonna keep moving here. I'm gonna do a little bit of a water change. Off. Anybody opinions on honest would be good, I think? Or not? Yeah, and then honest, right? Yeah, the ones I got from the Petricolas? Is that what they are? I don't remember. All right, let me set this up. Hang on. All right.
Bootscats said good morning all.
Yo, good morning, Bootscats, Bootscats.
Window Licketh A2 said sorry folks, another pause for station identification. LOL, puppy power.
Puppy power. Hair algae growing down there.
Whip's World said Synodontis patricula. Yep.
What do you think? You think they would do all right with some blind cave tetras? Rock. Rid of this. Slow as hell.
Whip's World said the gay should be fine. I think they're pretty peaceful.
Petricolas.
Mississippi Hippie Sherry said, how do you treat wood with hydrogen peroxide for blackbeard algae? I have a piece of driftwood it keeps growing back on after removing and scrubbing it off and putting it back in tank.
Now you've scrubbed it off like manually, you're saying, right? Or whatever. Maybe with a brush of some sort. But basically, when you have it outside the tank, you want to get like some sort of spray bottle, or I mean, you could even get a tray or something like that and mix just dump the peroxide on it or whatever, spray it all over it, and just let it sit for a minute. You don't even need that long, maybe like 2-3 minutes, and then rinse it off and put it back in the tank.
Daniel Velez, 247, said, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Daniel.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir. Thanks for joining us, man. I took a little bit of break around the holidays, but you know, I'm back. I needed to, you know,
Mississippi Hippie Sherry
take a
said
break.
yes manually. With a scrub brush is what I've been doing.
Yeah, try just, you know, obviously you're pulling the log out, right? So that you don't have to worry about fish. And once you rinse it off, the peroxide's pretty much neutralized, right? It's only effective in high doses or concentrated
CR
doses.
Pish said, "Good morning, Daniel. Good to see you."
As a matter of fact, hydrogen peroxide is H2O2, right? It has that extra O. And because of that, that's what makes it effective. It loses an oxidizer. It loses that oxygen molecule. And when it loses that oxygen molecule, that's why it also foams. It's creating oxygen. uh, when it loses that oxygen molecule, it becomes H2O, becomes water.
Mississippi Hippie Sherry said just rinse it off good after peroxide sits a few minutes.
Yep. Yeah, just rinse it off, fresh water, put it back in the tank. That would do. You should be fine. Um, the thing is, hydrogen peroxide too, because over time it will lose that oxygen molecule. So if you have old hydrogen peroxide, it's not very effective because it's basically been turning into water, H2O. So it has a shelf life, let's put it that way. So make sure you have some fresh hydrogen peroxide so it works. And yeah, give it a go. I would put it in a spray bottle or something like that, or if it's like, I don't know how big this piece of wood is. If you can, you wouldn't want to fill the whole tray with hydrogen peroxide, but definitely hit where the algae's growing. Just, drizzle it over it or something like that. I don't know how big this piece is or how much. I'm sure you can figure it out. If not, put it in a spray bottle and just spray it all over so it's like saturated. You know what I mean? You want it saturated. It's gonna kill anything that's on that log, so careful of that. I mean, it's basically, all the beneficial bacteria, bad bacteria, whatever's on that log is gonna die, most likely. Um, you can get away with spraying like other plants, like trips or something like that, or
Window
whatever.
Liquor 32 said, "I haven't tried this with wood, but would a bleach treatment work? It works really good with my fake plants, but not sure if it would work with real wood."
It would. I mean, that's gonna do the same thing. Bleach is gonna kill everything. Bleach is a little harsher, but yeah,
Mississippi
it'll
Hippie
work.
Sherry said, "Awesome. Thank you for the advice.
Yeah, yeah,
I will try that. It's not a huge piece."
yeah. Try that. Yeah, you can even, if it's not that big of a piece, put it in a little tray and just soak it. But it's probably better if you don't soak it, because I think you need it's reaction to the atmosphere, kind of get it to effective. I could be wrong about that, but I always ever just sprayed stuff with it, and then like it should over time like start turning like red, brown, like it'll turn like red. It turns like a reddish dyes. My experience, because I have done the hydrogen peroxide thing quite a few times. For fact, sure, I got a piece of rock with blackbeard algae on it. Something, and I think I have hydrogen peroxide right here. Let's see, 8 peroxide. Um, oh, well, we'll be able to see if it foams up anyway. Dark shit. So, I don't know if it had a date on the label and I peeled it off, or the whatever the seed. Here, bucket, tray, take. Take I know what we can grab. Hang on. Here's a rock. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a lot of blackbeard algae on it. Gravel. Yeah, this is definitely attached. I could just decent amount on there. Take that. Open this. Close it off, man. Not seeing any foaming happening, so I'm not really convinced that this peroxide's good. Little fizz. Use the rest. So you can see that all over there, right? That algae. Whoops. Cleaning the floor. Hang on. Throw that out. Mention what the hell I'm doing, man. Peroxide on the floor. I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute while I clean everything up. Go. Washed. All right, I need to put this phosphate pad away while I'm standing here. All right. Once I feel like that's had enough, I'm going to put it in this tank over here that we were just talking about. I'm going to break down, I think.
Fisherman said, drink some of the peroxide to see if it's turned to water.
You can gargle with peroxide, you know that? Kind of foams in your mouth like instantly, because all you know, mouth is like one of the nastiest things on the planet. Not my mouth, your mouth, dude, specifically. But no. Alright. Feel like that's probably soaked enough. Alright, and I'm just going to toss it here right up against the glass. Started fizzing. Put it in there. So that's it. Take a look at it next week. See what it looks like. Remind me. I will forget. All right. Let's do liability here. Now I need to get some peroxide.
Andy Carson 49 said that peroxide has definitely turned to water.
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was definitely old. I added some more to the shopping list, but I think it'll actually do. But if not, you know, that's what I was trying to say. Like, make sure you have some good peroxide, because that's kind of the critical factor. All right. Oh, I bought. Reminds me, I bought some like algae wafers and stuff to feed worms. Left them in the car. But yeah, I think Synodontis would probably be pretty good in this time. That would be a good. So I could take those from the ones I got from Whip and the ones I have from my other colony that I'm not even sure I still have because I never see them. Put them all in this tank. I think that's a split. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen today, but I'm going to write this down.
Bionic Bigfoot 40 said peroxide, 310% for home, 30% for industrial. Ryan Bushnell said, did we lose audio Jason?
You hearing me? Can you hear me? Hopefully you're hearing me. I am talking.
Bionic Bigfoot 40 said, just song calling to us.
Hello? Can you hear me now? Let me see.
Whip's World said, can I piggyback off Mississippi's question and ask,
Uh-oh.
if the stuff you need to treat is ginormous, can you cut it with water, or do I need a 55-gallon barrel of peroxide? Scaly Granny said, Jason, you have that message on screen again.
I see it. I'm looking at it.
Window Licker 32 said, Greenbox is back on screen.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I hate that.
Window Licker 32 said, we hear you.
Cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, I must have...
Natural
bumped my
Aquarium
mic.
said, stay in studio.
Stay in studio. Yep, I just got rid of the chat. Not like I'm using it.
Scaly Granny said, we can hear you.
All right, cool. Cool. All right, what was it? I was saying stuff about the Synodonts going in.
Ryan Bushnell said,
creating a
audio
whole list
working
here.
again.
Creating a list. I don't know where you... Last thing you heard me say, but I was writing down where these fish are going to move to, so I don't forget. Synodonts are going to come from 2 different tanks, hopefully, and they're going to go in this blind cave tetra tank. The Endlers are going to go to the other Endler tank. That tank is empty. I was trying to figure out where I'm going to go with these emerald cories and these pygmy cories. And the Abros cories. Yes. Those are all my little cories. Oh, I also have the Schultzite cories. All right. Yeah. So I gotta figure out where to go with those. Hear me out. I need to do figure this out. Over here, some emerald tetras. Rosy. I don't remember. Something or other.
Scaly Granny said, shells back up and filling the tank. The make shellies are already competing for shells. LOL.
Nice. They rosy barbs? What are those? I can't remember. Cherry barbs? I don't remember. I got them from Patty. I think there's only one. I think one of them died. I think I'm down to maybe 2 of those Emperor Tetras. There is a L333 tail right there. I think that might be it in this tank. The last of the candy cane Tetras finally passed this, actually last week. I got those from Fishymon a long time ago, man. That was like, what, 4 years ago. It was during COVID. Yeah, man. Well, it might have been, yeah. All right. So, I wasn't saying there. I could get in here and do a little bit of maintenance on this thing, move some of those rocks around, take that L333, come down here, the other L330, right? I think how many did you give me the last time, Fishimon? Do you remember? 5 maybe? 4 or 5? Maybe 6? I don't remember. But anyway, I put them all in this tank. So, and that was this is actually the first one you gave me. You gave it to me when you gave me those candy cane tetras. Still in here. So he's been around for a little while. He might be a little too big for some of these guys. Probably younger, a lot younger. But if I do that, then I could put like probably all the Corys, honestly. Well, gold size would be. I just worried that they would outcompete the Pleco. I'd want to get out of there. That's not a bad idea. That gives the Schultz size a home. That means this tank can like go away because that's the only thing in that tank is the Schultz size. Like look at how like pitch down from Fishroomer. Steve. Oh, there are 2 Plecos in here. The L397s. Or I could put Corys in there. Worry about them competing with the A397s. Only put bigger Corys. Yeah, put the. I don't know. But if I take the Synodontis out of there and I take the Habrosis Corys out of there, then those tanks I can actually either eliminate or I can turn them into. Those tanks are a pain in the ass to get down to and work on, man. Work great as sumps because you don't have to be in a sump all the time. A tank like this, you almost have to, you know? So maybe I could figure out a system like this where it's more like maintain because I'm only maintaining like I got 4 tanks, but it's really only 2 tanks if you think about it. 6, whatever, 4 here, but then 333 maybe I could hook in, create a bigger system. Huh. This is options, but I like the idea of putting the Schultz size over there. This tank has nothing in it. I think it should have a 333 in here somewhere, but tank's starting to get like Blackbeard's coming back, man. My colony of what do you call them? Whoa.
Alishana's 9380 said eliminate tanks. Blasphemy.
Alexa, turn on the rack 1. Okay. Not eliminate tanks, but there's nothing. All right, the only thing in this one tank is like 3 Habrosis Corys. The only thing in that tank is some Synodontis and basically coals from Celebes and the Fricatus, which I could actually add them to that mix over here, with the Tetras. They're all adults. And then might be a little. Figure that out. But I know some stuff is not working. Like The Luminatus tank is a disaster. I don't know. Never functioned. It's always been an algae mess. Still is an algae mess. So I need to like address this. Plus, I'm not getting any. You know, there's so much places for fish. Anyway, so many places for them to lay eggs other than mop. Why I want to do it to this system. Breeding project. Each tank will have its own colony. Breeders. Them. Fry rack. More. Selectively breed. We'll see. If I'm going to do that, I probably need more tanks. Just smaller tanks. Then I got to get more efficient, you know what I mean? So, changing. These are all kind of like show tanks, you know what I mean? So I might as well use them as show tanks. That tank, not a show tank. That tank was pretty nice. Mess. That tank, okay, but it's a mess. That tank you can't even see in. That tank's pretty good. Tanks are messes. We gotta fix all this, man. Not doing it all today, so just relax. All right, I'm putting a question mark next to all these Corys because I'm not sure what's going on with them, so we'll figure that out. But I will probably be able to eliminate this whole rack. Right? Well, I shouldn't say eliminate. We're consolidating, okay? Those guys are going to move to the breeding project. And then that tank is going to consolidate with the other tank that's the same fish. I just had 2 colonies going. And then breeding project. One side can begin. The only thing that's stopping me is this glass. You know what? That's it. I'm going to measure this glass right now. I'll figure it out. Exactly how big of glass I need. So, paper.
Whip's World said, all right, you gorgeous stack of pancakes. I'm off like a prom dress.
All right,
Have a
man.
great day and a better tomorrow, everyone.
You too, buddy. Thanks for stopping in.
Let's get chooched.
Let's get chooched. Love it. That's the motto for the new year. Chooching right along,
Window
man.
Licker 32 said, you have lost direction. Maybe pick what tank and fish you want and use the rest for breading and kick that breading rack in high gear.
Yeah.
And maybe pedal fish to help support your hobby.
Good. Maybe pedal fish to help support your hobby. Yep. Yeah, maybe. See about that. Yeah, I have everything I need. I actually have the pump. I have these are all like extra. Like I found these in a bag. I was cleaning some stuff out. Those are clamps for hoses. Whether I need them or not, I just figured out if I do need them, I'm going to need them there. I got the bulkheads. I got the Inkbird. I've got I'm going to do this. I was going to do this. Bulkhead, the tank, right? Obviously. 90-degree. Fitting to a hose barb. Tank. And then in the other end of the hose, this can go as the discharge, I guess. Intake, this is discharge. And then this bag upstairs has a bunch of elbows and stuff that I can make an L. And then it would just this tank. Starting from the top. That tank. That tank to this tank. Tank to that tank. To that tank. Pumped all the way back up. That's the plan. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to try and keep the sump as just like probably maybe nothing in it. We'll see. I'm going to, ideally, what I'm going to do, all these parts. I have the strainers for the overflows.
The salient one said, "What are doing, old man?"
Getting ready to build a project. Sump system for this rack. Here's another. Anyway. So, I'm going to divide this about half, maybe a third, right? Pump sets. Baffle, I guess. I don't know. I find that why you don't need it, it kind of helps because it kind of lets this area, especially have like a sponge or something on the bottom. The water has to go through the sponge, and that acts as like a kind of a mechanical filter, I guess. Right? You know, if it's too much, you can always just take the sponge out, and then water will flow. That just stops like the. I feel like it works better from my experience in building pumps. Having at least one baffle is. So that's the plan. So let me measure this. Now, marker. Literally just had it in my hand. Here it is. Tape measure. Now we need to get this pretty. Last time I measured one tank, and I had glass cut like for multiple tanks that going on that one dimension, and one of the tanks was a different, slightly smaller than the other. Glass was too tight. I corrected for that by tilting the glass slightly. It was for the bottom sump anyway, so it didn't really matter on this project. Glass spiders. Bottom one.
Windowlicker32 said, "How
A
would
little
you
bit
feel
different of a
about some
tank.
angelfish breeding? They seem to never go out of style."
Yeah, I actually thought about angels quite a bit. I think they would be cool. Where is I need my tape measurement. Before. I thought I had it. Here's the other. All right. Get over here. Now, I am
Fishy Monix said, "Jazrin the scientist."
the mad scientist. I am going to make a commitment right now that this is the tank I'm going to use as okay. Now there's no doubt in my mind. Okay. So we are going to take this tape measure, throw it in here approximately where I want to.
Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion.
All right, I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to put a mark here at 5 inches. Whoops. And I think, because there's like, where the bottom, where the plates meet, silicone there's kind of like a 45, you know what I mean, where that silicone got smushed into that groove. So I'm going to keep that like, I guess it's like maybe 1/8 of an inch. I'm not pressed right up against it. That makes any kind of sense. Any kind of sense. Actually, looks like. All right, measure this way. Same thing. I'm not gonna fight against the glass. I'm gonna. I don't know if you guys are even seeing what I'm doing here. Basically measured away from this glass, 5 inches, and now I'm measuring that, adding this up. 5 plus 4 3/4. 9 3/4. Right? 4 3/4 plus 5. Cool. Twice, right? 5 inches plus 4 3/4. 9 3/4. Okay. The other thing about doing that, find, get like, obviously, you don't need to come all the way up. Come down a little, maybe. I'm gonna leave to leave a gap underneath the glass. That's where I put that sponge. I actually have these little dried up. I don't think these have ever been used, honestly. Cheapo sponges, right? I cut them. And this is like the perfect height to rest the glass on and you silicone it. Because that thickness is about the same thickness as the foam I have. Sponge, cut. And just kind of wedge it under. That's what I did underneath all those. There, I just wedged it under there. It's kind of like a wider. I could probably even get coarser. I could probably even use these, honestly. So, like there's cheapo, whatever, you buy them like 3 for $1 or something. Come fried. You gotta wet them to get them to work. And then they might have to rinse. Surfactants. All right, so I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna measure up to where I think at some point, if it gets too high, I want it to go over the baffle, right? So like, it looks like 10 inches. Seems like a pretty good height to me. Gives me about an inch before I hit the top of this rim here. Probably even go 10.5, honestly. Half. That brings us to there. Half an inch. Half. Why not? By 10.5. Okay. Try this again. Twice. 10.5 is probably good. Brings us right below this black rim. Probably won't see the top of the glass up behind the black rim. Gives us a little bit of room until you actually reach the top of the. Because I don't think this top rim is siliconed. At least not like siliconed on so it doesn't come off, but it's not like siliconed as like. All right, that's it. Now, take another tank. I'm gonna say, hey, you're gonna be the sump for the other one. And I'm just gonna make sure that they're the same measurements, okay? Just roughly. This looks good. Sump. So I'm just gonna write number 1. Same thing. Around 5 inches. Mark.
The salient one said, "How's things going for you, sir?"
Things are going well. Been busy. Doing getting behind in the fish room. The holidays I got like you know, a little behind, but catching up now. This is different. Good thing I measured. This one is 4 5/8. Inch. Number 1 is this one. 2, 9, 5/8, right? Sharpie's not. 2, 9, 5/8. Like 6s. All right. 10.5 is probably going to still hold. Five, eight. Let's make sure that here. Yep. Right there. It's a little bit of like an eighth of a difference. This silicone on the bottom's a little thicker too. But honestly, when you silicone them up the sides, you're sealing it all off anyway. So that baffle is just there for. You really have pressure because water is getting under it. All right. Spongy. Different. That 10.5 will take a flip. Didn't even see that these tanks are different sizes. Maybe try and find a different tank. Leave that for other purposes. Let's see. See if we got a tank that looks like. Oh my god. Here's a tank. Try this one. This one's a brand new tank. All this has is a bunch of currently unused mops. Again. This one at least looks like the same size as that tank, so maybe we got a bit. Maybe we just get like one measurement that works for both. That would be great. Five.
The salient
Yep.
one said,
3/4.
I'm gonna need you to get a real man's tape measure, 35 foot.
Come on, man. I don't need something that big for this little thing. This is a little 16-footer, man. We're measuring like under a foot here. Use a stick ruler if I had one. I got real man's tape measure. Don't you worry. Yeah, 10.5. That actually works. Cool. So this will be number 2. Get what that one says. These are the same measurement. 9 3/4. 5. 4 3/4. A little bit longer, but I think we'll. And 10.5 brings us to the same spot. Right below the black. Above the black. Right at the black, honestly. Perfect. All right. So this times 2. Perfect. Progress. I'll build these one at a time, though. I have an extra tank over there. This will be the other sump. I will keep this here. That there. We don't need to drill the sumps. We just need to get the glass. I have glass. Oh. The glass man. Glass man. Have a local glass cutting place. Call them up and do it. Alright, where are we at here? We gotta get at least something done. We gotta get these two. Help. I forget what the name of this rack. Turn this light back. Nice. I remembered. Oh my god! Dropped my measurement in the fish tank. Okay, cool. Remember, 9 3/4 by 10 1/2. Alright. This tank. Nice to kind of see in that tank, huh? I think I gotta do it. Gotta do it, man. The start by this. I'm probably gonna need an actual razor blade. Turn on this. Oh shit. Not the greatest. There we go. Alright. I could probably just start this siphon and then stop it. Gravity will work. Oh, I work. Not spinning water the whole time. Alright. Siphon is. Let me find an actual razor blade. Not out yet. Oh. Okay. Gotta adjust this camera a little bit. Get you guys a little weighted, so go over here with you. Razor blade. Whoop! I think we get these 2 tanks done and I'm probably gonna call it because I'm gonna. So that's like half the fish room, right? The other half, I think I could play musical fish. Make some decisions this week. How about that? And we'll work on it. You get the step stool. Here.
Fishymon said, Jazran, you have ghost fish in that tank.
Down here. That tank, yes. Wait, do you mean the ghost? The ghost knight? Or you mean in here because they look like. Can't see them. Amazing. Whole other world in here.
Fishy Monster said you were smart Felka.
This is kind of satisfying. There is like dubious growing in this power head.
Fishy Monk said sorry, I meant to say fella. Geek Boy said middle finger emoji.
What up, geek? Hey. Substrate? Ow! You got a razor blade in your hand, dude. I think once I get this all scraped off, I can probably kick on the siphon again.
Geek Boy said, yeah,
Powerhead.
that sounds like a smart Felka to me.
Very pretty good. Enough. Bunch of that. This is like thick. That green. But it's coming off so nice. That hurts.
Windowlicker32 said any earworms lately.
Mm.
I had a bad one of shared turn back time.
Oh, that's always
Had
a
to
bad
look
one.
up the music vid.
Yeah.
I love that outfit of her on that battleship.
I'll tell you. Yes. What was it? That song go. I just can't resist. I don't know, whatever it is. Just another day without you. Like from the 90s. Oh my God, it's been stuck in my head for like days. The wife and I were like playing it on New Year's Eve because both singing it. I got her singing it. At some point, you just got to give in. Ugh, I missed. Other than that, I think this is pretty good as far as the algae goes.
Ryan Bushnell said, I just got us another long-handled razor blade scraper for that.
Yes, I saw somebody on. I forget where I saw that.
Geek Boy said, here
Great
is one
idea.
for you window licker. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's
After
a small,
all,
small world.
it's a small world. All right. I feel that that's that had a razor blade I probably could have used. Turn this back on. Set that over there. I am going to take out that one too. Leaves. All right. And then thing that I just put. Sides.
Fishy Mansour said, I can see clearly now the algae is gone.
I can see clearly now. I wonder if I just stuck this Anubius inside that ship. Ever just take off. The only thing, I don't know if you noticed this, but there is like a thin film of, I'm
Window
assuming
Licker
what would be
32
blackbeard
said the other
algae
by her
covering
was
everything.
Beavis and Butthead. I got you, babe. Yes, yes, love it, rock. Yeah, yeah.
ABC Aquatic Biotope Creations. Seen him around a while. He's been busy. He had a couple kids. Yeah, I had a bunch. I don't know how many. I know a couple of them died. They're a cold water species. He had them breeding for him. I bought them on one of the aquarist auctions like a while ago. I'm just down to one. There might be two. Also, bars in here. Probably not helping them. There are Rufas. Athos. Getting sucked into the powerhead. This powerhead's like the greatest powerhead I've ever owned. I'm gonna put that out there. It has survived. Worked nonstop, flawlessly for years now. Hasn't not once. Alright, I think I'm going to put this lid back on because I've had one of my dumb goldfish swim up that stupid tube. Actually, I have a short of
Geek
it.
Boy said ABC had to get rid of most of his tanks.
Oh, really?
Went through a divorce.
Oh, really? No, that's not great. No, that sucks, man. Sorry, Bram. I am going to take this one little. Get it. Piece of coral. I think coral would work, right? More like. That's coral. Off. I'm gonna super glue. Stupid Anubius.
Fishroom said, Jason, do you have a black worm culture?
I do have 2 black worm cultures. I'll show you. 1 second. Let me find this super glue real quick. Finish off this. Tired. So tired. Goldfish, you know, they constantly digging and everything. They won't eat the Anubius. They'll definitely harass it. Run some water over that. Just ran a little bit of silicone or super glue. Rock. Stuck it under to Garrett. Now, stop getting picked around by the fish. Will eventually take root somewhere. Won't end up in the filter. Has been. Probably all we're gonna get away with. Plugged air. Power head. Starting to suck air. There's also a canister filter on this tank too. And a hang on, or a sponge filter, I mean. I am gonna stick this here. Start. Back over here. Turn this off. I don't think it's high enough. I think that tank's lower than the sink, so I'm gonna need the siphon for the python to drain it. But I want to fill this up.
Window
Oh.
Licker 2 said, Jason, did you check the settings in studio for the at thing? Can you change it back?
Settings in the studio for the at thing. Not sure I'm following what at thing you're talking about. Oh, I see what you mean. You're talking about the thing is where everybody's names are ats instead of it. I never even looked into that. I forgot all about that. I'm guessing there's a setting for that. Pull up that tank. Let me put the super glue back. I will check it out. I don't know if I can change it right now. You able to change it right now? What? I will look into it. Definitely. Good. Oh, I know. You know what I did over the holiday? It's like, just for I was disconnecting from reality. Is I went back and started playing my old Fallout 4 save, and I managed to get 100% achievements, which is not nothing. Oh my god.
Select Pet said, quick question. Will their media bags with zippers rust in salt water?
Oh, I don't know.
Asking for a friend. Definitely not spoiler.
I don't know. I've never, I don't think, using a zipper. Actually, I might have been using a zipper bag. I used to have my chem title that is currently on this tank. Used to run on the saltwater tank, but it just creating too much salt leach. So I swapped it for canister. Figured, well, the tank could use filtration, so I put it on there. But it has a bag of media in there that is in one of those zipper media bags. And I don't think I even changed the bag.
Fishymon said plastic zippers.
Actually, I might have. But I think I had the media. I think I put the media that was in that hang in the back in the canister filter. But I think it's in one of those media bags. Or it might not be in anymore. Honestly, I don't know, dude. You're going to have to try. I did put those magnets, those ceramic magnets, in the fish tank, the saltwater tank. Geek Boy was the one that was like, afraid that's going to like corrode. And I really wasn't too worried about it, but we can take a look at it. There is, I think, I'm trying to figure out, without having to dismantle the damn thing and look at it, I think it might be slightly, but I think it's more like algae growing on there, like that. We'll look at it. Now that the tank's clean, you can see in there. Take a look. The other thing is this guppy grass. Tank has got to go. Don't bring me down. Oh, whoosh.
Fishymon said they're plastic zippers.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're definitely coated. I know that. They're like, they're, what is the word? Powder coated. Powder coated. Blah, blah, blah. Something like that. A lot of them. Lid. Lid. Towel.
Geek Boy said, why would you listen to anything that Geek Boy jerk has to say?
That's a good point. Wait! If I listen to that Geek Boy joint, that means I'm listening. If I don't, then I'm listening to you. It's created a paradox, man. Created a paradox. The universe is going to implode. What was the paradox? Russell's? Last night? Went down some rabbit hole. Thing. Statement was it on a blank. It does not remember. Simple statement that like statement was true. Can't be true. They're both contradictions. All right, that's that. Better. Meantime, oh yeah, let's look at the magnets. All right, over here. You can see the magnet, right? Can you? Looks like there's something on it, but it also looks like it's like sand, algae growing on there. Definitely see algae growing. Same thing with that. So I'm not convinced that it's. That one looks all cruddy. I don't know. Oh, I'm risking it. We're the biscuit it. All right, let's turn this on. We're already over time. Gotta get moving here, people. Gotta get churching. Comeback stream is long. Yeah, I don't know. I think these are something that would be worth experimenting. You know? Mix up some salt water, throw in some bags, and throw in some whatever. See what happens. You don't have to have any fish in there to know if it's gonna rust, right? Oh yeah. This is what I need to do. I'm gonna need that bucket. How do you lose a bucket? Get this out.
Fishy Monsieur said the difference between a genius and madness isn't much.
Yeah, you're right. This is madness. Oh, there's the bucket. There's the bucket. I'm gonna get in here and try and take this guppy grass out. I threw it in here as kind of like a, maybe it'll help suck up some of the excess nutrients, which I'm sure it is. But at the end of the day, I can even see like the pellet food that I feed gets stuck in the top here and just kind of rots. I was thinking maybe that's one of the reasons why the fish just died that was in here, because things got a little nasty. I don't know. My other thought was that the air stones or the sponge filters are not really working too well in here. That maybe at night this guppy grass kind of sucked all the oxygen out. Fuck. I don't know, but either way, he was dead. I woke up to. Pleco. Tiger Pleco. Get on the sponge filter. It is barely chooching, man. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, either way, this tank needs some attention. Find out if Mr. G is still alive. Down here. Lots of algae. Lots of Blackbeard. The sponge filters moving. One's like fizzing. This one's like fizzing. Oh my god. So, start by pulling that out. I put a bunch of plecos in here too that Fishroom gave me. They give me a lot of plecos, dude. I appreciate it. Backup stock for you. You know that fish still here, Fishroom. And what's his name? Adams recently. Also, apparently there's a CCY swap coming up in February. And it's at that fish place. It's not all the way out there in York. Nope. Gives me to February to get some of my Fishroom in order. Maybe I can hit that up and feeders. All right, now is the time for try up the sponge. Just like
Fisherman said I thought plants consume carbon dioxide and turn it into oxygen.
they do in the daytime when it has sunlight or light, right? But at nighttime when the light goes out, that process reverses. And then it starts sucking out oxygen and replacing it with carbon dioxide. That's why you don't run CO2 at night when the lights are out, because it will kill all your fish. If you run CO2, have it on a timer. Clean this. Right on out. Ooh, that was a mess. That could have went better. Oh my god. I'm going to mute myself for a second so you don't have to listen to this, but I'm going to be cleaning this sponge. All right. That was pretty choked up. One of those co-op sponges too, so they do good at catching like some stuff, but they get filled up pretty quick. You kind of got to keep up on. I think is one of the bigger keys. Tank not to be overrun. Plus, probably underfiltered in this tank, honestly.
Fishstream said stream Wi-Fi is lagging pretty bad.
Is it? Your stream Wi-Fi? Because I'm not on Wi-Fi. I know at some point, like YouTube, it kicks you off if you've been streaming too long. Could be hitting that point. But we're almost done anyway, guys. So, try refreshing your browser. That's a big issue. Hang on a sec. Kurt called me telling me I disconnected or something, right? Yo. Yo. Oh, interesting. All right. I don't know what's happening, man. Doesn't. Here. Internet?
So long. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks. Oh, yeah, the internet's looking pretty crappy right now. We are definitely maxed out on something. What are we? Yeah, I don't know. Internet's looking pretty crappy right now, so I don't know. Maybe the wife is downloading something, chewing up the internet. But we're in the red, dropping frames. Quite a bit of them. Oh well. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I can't really control the internet from here, so unless the only thing I do is restart my router, but I'm on a wired connection, so it's gotta be something either eating the bandwidth or something's wrong with the internet. Either way, I gotta finish. If it's too horrible, I will stop. Let me know. Yeah, let me know if I need to stop. I will. Hopefully it clears up. Shout out to the wife. Maybe tell her like, yo. On the red, hang on. I don't know. Might be internet just not cooperating today. Yeah, it's definitely a poor connection. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how bad it is, guys, and I'm not hearing anything from you, so let me know. Somebody, is it okay? Are we all right? I don't know how much we're losing. But I'm going to continue doing this water change. I'm going to fill it back up, and then I'm done. So, I don't know. Hang with me. Hopefully the internet gets better. I called up to the wife to make sure she's not doing anything in the background.
Geek Boy said getting
crazy.
buffering every other minute or three.
Ugh. Sorry, guys. I can't do anything about it at the moment. Yeah, I'm seeing we're dropping a lot of frames. We're dropping like 10% of everything. Oh, you know what would help if I off my phone.
Fishy Mansour said sunsports.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I'm going with. Sports. Sun sports. Alright, I turned my, what do you call it off too? I'm not
Geek Boy said get them Amish internet tech support to fix it.
See, you ain't wrong. Alright, it's back up in the green now, so I don't know. Maybe it was my phone that was doing that? But why would my phone take so much bandwidth? That's just weird. I think we just had a hiccup. We're back up in the green now, at least. That's a good sign. So,
Fishy Mansour said Jazran, it's sunspots.
it's sunspots.
Window Licker 32 said boom, I think we're back.
Yeah, it looks like it got better. It might have just been something on the ISP side. We got to change squirrels. Org. Oh my god. I want to get one of those scrapers with the tractable or whatever. The arm on it. That sounds like a great idea.
Windowlicker32 said, how is the weather there? It did warm up here with a lot of rain.
Yeah,
but
same.
it's back to winter and blowing and snowing here.
No, it's actually today's a nice day. It rained. It got like warm yesterday, but it rained all day. Pretty much since Friday it was raining. Today it cleared up. Supposed to be probably like sunny today. I have 40 something. So not horrible for January. This light just turned. What the hell? Not one of those ones you tell what to do. That's what I don't like about these lights. They don't turn on automatically when the power comes. Like if you were to hook them up to like a timer. So you can't use a timer. They have those internal timers built in, right? But if the power ever goes out, that internal timer doesn't come back on. You have to reset it manually. And the timer is basically it's on for 6 hours, 8 hours, or 10 hours or something like that. One of those not an aquarium. Doesn't have an air stone, it has a built-in mechanism. Probably in the base. Probably close. Oh, derp. I stopped the water from changing. I turned it off. Idiot. I got sidetracked by the internet. Bunch of gunk in the bottom of this. Let me see if I have my
Fishymon said,
X-Acto knife.
well, your streams are like a TV soap, miss a few days, and you're all caught up the second you see it again.
Great.
Daniken Aquatics said,
Yo.
what up, Jason?
What up, buddy?
Fish people?
Acting. OBS studio reconnection successful. Yeah, alright, well, the internet went back to being crappy again. So I don't know if I'm here or not. Might have lost me for a second.
Fishymon said, doing it again.
Yep, I just noticed that too. Actually got an alert that it was dropping. So got all the air moving. Sorry guys, I don't know. Internet's apparently struggling. So I'm gonna finish this water change.
Windowlicker32 said you're back.
I'm back. I know it just physically it disconnected. So yeah, something's going wonky with the internet. I gotta finish this water change. Let me get that razor blade. Glass real quick. A lot of algae on it. Going pretty deep here. Water change. Going a little over time here, folks. Not stepping on anybody, but apologies. And it had to be done. When Millerite died today, found him dead. Prompting this. Which sucks, because he was a really cool fish.
Fishymorn said, Jazra, no need to slit your wrist over a crappy stream.
On that. A lot of coming through anymore.
Scaly Granny said, stand by the cold and snow I'd on its way. We are getting snow now, Lowell.
Oh no. I'm done with it already. It happened once, and I was like, that's it. I'm good for spring. Shovel. Moved like 3 inches. And it turned to ice, man. It was stayed around for like a week, just ice everywhere. It like snowed, then turned to rain, and then froze. And then it stayed cold for days. That sucked. Blackbeard, baby. This is the legit stuff. Head again. Oh no, but it's probably covered in duckweed. That though. Mmm. Try it. It's a little bit finer of a net, but might be able to gather up a lot of this easy. Yeah. Churning, baby. Ooh. Probably do that 100 more times. Effective though. Try that again. I can probably get the typhoon. Bunker down. Oh my god, man. Much I gather, it's still like more. Much I gather, it's still like more coming. We're coming.
For this weather. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
really want to drive my car. Come on, really, spring.
Yeah. Oof.
Fisherman has said, I bet you Blackbeard algae is like a cure from some kind of disease. Geek
Maybe.
Boy said, maybe stop downloading your prawn while you stream.
Yeah. Might help. Is it still bad? I gotta stop. I'm doing right now. Eternity. We're at 50% water change here. I think it's probably good enough. Just choked. Hey. Oh, that was killing my back. Oh. That's that.
Fisherman 64 said, yeah, Geek, I think that's his problem.
Yeah. Sorry. Some things are too important. Now, fill it up. Oh, my nose itches. Let's throw it out. Okay. Let's try and clean up some of this mess before. Good enough. Now, there, that can go there. Up. Calling it. Well, I think we got a lot accomplished, honestly. I feel good about this. I made some serious decisions about the future of the room. At least all of them. I need to make some more decisions. That's what New Year's are about, though, right? Reflecting on past and changes for the better for the future. That's where we're at. Spot. Thing right here. Uh-oh. I think we're getting a phone call again from Fishymon telling me we're not streaming anymore. Yo.
Your internet's really bad.
All right. Well, I'm going to end it. Pretty much done here anyway.
Alright, man.
Thanks. Yeah, see you. All right, guys. I guess it's really bad, so I guess we're calling it. I don't know if you can hear me. I apologize, but I'm just filling up this tank anyway. Hopefully, problem gets resolved. Fix it and talk about it in the future. But I'll be back next week, guys. We'll see. We'll do it again. Thanks for everybody hanging out. Sorry it was so long.